migration of the emperor penguin. After a trip to Antarctica to collect the eggs of a bird considered the most primitive in the world, the English explorer Apsley Cherry Garrard said in his book, "The Worst Journey in the World."
I do not think there is any other creature on Earth that experiences such severe conditions as the emperor penguin.
The experience must have caused a great impression on Cherry Garrard, as he experienced the harsh conditions of the Antarctic winter, which emperor penguins face each year as part of their migration trip to reproduce. Freezing temperatures, winds, blizzards and food shortages are usual in the migration of the emperor penguins, which must be in good physical conditions to survive. It all starts during the austral winter, which coincides with the breeding season of this species. It is the only penguin whose breeding season takes place in the coldest season of the coldest continent on the planet. The temperature drops to -76 Fahrenheit degrees and winds reach up to 124 miles per hour. Sexually mature penguins, after feeding profusely to develop a thick layer of fat, undertake together a voyage to the sites where they reproduce, located far inside the ice shelf. It is a long journey, which can exceed 70 miles away from the edge of the continent, and it is done walking and sometimes sliding over their belly. Unfortunately, some penguins never reach their goal. Some are lost or are unable to keep up with the others. To overcome the coldness of the environment and the extreme winds, they huddle together, hoping the body heat distributes among all. They take turns to move to the center, where they are warmer and more protected from the winds. When emperors reach the breeding area, they find thousands of penguins and promptly prepare to find a partner for mating. Once a female lays an egg, it begins the journey back to the ocean, while the male has to wait for the hatch and wait for the female to return before he returns to feed to the ocean, and then return again to the breeding area to help the female feed the chick. The migration of the emperor is unique and probably one of the hardest among all animals if considered that they cannot make it through the air or water.
Begin to shorten and grow colder, and food becomes scarcer, animals like the black bear begin to hibernate. This bear has been on a feeding frenzy all summer long, sometimes consuming 20,000 calories a day. Thanks to his binging, he's packed on about 5 inches of fat. Now that it's cold, our bear is ready to hunker down in that cave. He will stay dormant for 4 to 7 months without eating, drinking, or anything else. Normally, a bear's heart beats 40 times a minute when it sleeps. But during hibernation, the heart slows to 8 beats a minute, while the bear's body temperature drops 9 degrees Fahrenheit. That's why our bear doesn't need as much energy to stay alive. And it can exist by burning those extra 5 inches of fat. Now, when the fat burns, carbon dioxide and water are left behind. This water is enough to sustain its blood and body tissues for months. Shh! This bear may be hibernating, but he's not asleep. Look, his eyes are open. He's completely alert and aware of what's going on. Let's get out of here. Those are the bear facts about hibernation. It all makes sense with science. This has been presented by Bayer Corporation's National Science Education Program, making science make sense.